For my for my 34th birthday, my family flew to Spain for a vacation without telling me. I found out from a photo they posted while toasting cocktails on the beach. When I asked why, my brother laughed and said, "Because nobody gives a damn about your birthday. Get over it." I just smiled and said, "Sure. Thanks for reminding me where I stand." 3 weeks later, I made a decision they never saw coming. Yesterday, they called me 26 times, begging and screaming, "Please pick up, we need you." Hey everyone, before we dive in, I have a quick favor to ask. If you enjoy content like this, please hit the subscribe button. It's free, supports the channel, and ensures you never miss out on amazing videos. Alright, let's get started. I said I'd never post on here, but I'm so pissed. When honestly, I need to write this out before I just punch a wall or something. I don't even care if this gets buried. Just need it out. So here's the thing. My family's not the sappy type, not big on hugs or "I love you" or whatever. But even for us, this is next level. I'm not talking about forgetting my birthday. That would be whatever. People forget, right? But this was like on purpose, so rewind a little. Last few weeks, the family group chat's been extra dead. Usually there's at least someone griping about the Wi-Fi or asking if anyone's seen the remote, but like nothing. I texted last week about when we're doing mom's birthday thing. No reply. I just figured people were busy. Honestly, I didn't think much of it. I've kind of always been the optional sibling, not the fun one. It's always Henry, my brother 2 years younger, with his dumb jokes and stories. Milana, my sister, with her drama. And then me, the one everyone calls when their phone won't turn on. I don't know. I got used to it. So yesterday is my birthday. 30 freaking 4. Not a milestone or anything, but still. At least a text from mom or something, right? So I wake up, silence, I check my phone. Nothing but the usual spam and some random bills. I'm not even mad at first. More like, wow, okay, whatever. I make coffee, scroll Reddit, try to not think about it. Figure maybe they're planning a late call or something. Then, like noon, I'm on Instagram, just doom scrolling, and I get to Milana's story. It's the 5 of them, Mom, Dad, Henry, Milana, even Aunt Edith, sitting on a beach, sunglasses, fancy drinks, all clinking glasses with that stupid boomerang effect. The caption is just family trip cheers and then a bunch of sun emoji. Location tag is Costa del Sol. I literally had to look twice. I'm like, are you kidding me? I checked the date. Posted this morning. I just kind of sit there. I check the family chat again. Scroll back. Nothing. No mention of a trip. No heads up. Not even a lie about, oh, we're just busy this week. Nothing. I send a message in the chat. Something like, nice vacation. Thanks for the invite. Nobody replies. Not even that scene thing. I wait a bit then call Henry, because out of all of them, he's usually the one who will at least pick up. And he does, like 3 rings in, all background noise and wind. He sounds half drunk. I ask him dead serious, "So you all flew to Spain and didn't even tell me?" He just laughs, like straight up laughs, and goes, "Nobody gives a damn about your birthday, Stan. Get over it." And I guess I just stare at my phone for a second and say, "Sure, thanks for reminding me where I stand." He keeps laughing. I hang up. I'm not gonna lie, I was shaking. I wanted to throw my phone at the wall. I didn't, but I did slam the cabinet door so hard one of the shelves dropped. TBH, I stood there for a while just staring at it like, is this actually happening? I messaged Milana directly. Nothing. I called Mom. Straight to voicemail. Dad, same. Aunt Edith, not even a ring. I get it. They're probably all on some beach somewhere. Phones on do not disturb. Living their best lives. I keep telling myself it's just a trip. It's not about the trip. It's about, like, how intentional this feels. Here's the thing no one really gets. Henry's never liked me. Not even as kids. He's always been the one who gets away with stuff. Always the loudest in the room. Always the one who can say whatever. And Mom will just laugh it off like, oh, that's just Henry. If I talk back, I get the silent treatment for days. There's this running joke in our family that I'm the robot because I don't make a scene or whatever. I never really fit in. But I never thought they'd actually just cut me out like this. Not on my birthday. I tried calling one more time just to see if maybe someone would realize how messed up this was. Nothing. Even Milana, who usually at least sends a gift or something, just leaves me on read. I even check my email thinking maybe they sent something through there. Nope. The worst part is, I know exactly why Henry did it. He's always been weirdly competitive with me. Even though I don't compete back. Like, he'll start arguments about nothing, bring up old stuff just to get a reaction. He hates that I don't react. So what's his move? Leave me out of the one thing that's supposed to be about family and then rub it in my face. Classic Henry. Honestly, I think Mom just goes along with whatever he says at this point, because it's easier than dealing with his tantrums. Dad doesn't get involved. Just sits there like a ghost. Milana's always been closer to Henry, so I'm just like the side character in my own family. So yeah. I spent my birthday alone, watching them clink glasses on some Spanish beach, pretending the oldest son doesn't exist. I ordered takeout, scrolled through their stories a few times, then muted everyone. I kept thinking maybe someone will call. Maybe there's a reason. But there isn't. They just didn't want me there. I could have handled, hey, we're doing a family thing, but it's not for you. But this is something else. I'm not going to let this slide. I'm not saying I'm plotting some crazy revenge movie thing, but like, I'm not just going to be the doormat anymore. They want to make it clear I'm not part of the family? Cool. Message received. The thing is, they all rely on me for everything back home. Tech, bookings, Even the boring stuff like online bills. I know where all the switches are, literally and figuratively. I'm not going to blow up their spot, but let's just say next time they need something, I'm not picking up. And honestly, I don't even feel bad about it. I'll update if anything happens. Not sure what comes next, but I'm done pretending this is normal. Update 1. Alright, so I didn't really expect to post again, but NGL, things just keep getting more and more off. Like I'm watching the weirdest family reality show, and I'm the only one who doesn't know the script. I'm still pissed, whatever, but I started noticing stuff that just made everything feel more messed up. And I guess I want to lay it out because I feel like I'm losing my mind here. So after the whole birthday thing, I stopped messaging. I wasn't going to beg for attention or whatever. Muted all their stories, left the group chat on unread. I figured, let them have their family trip. I'll do my own thing. I started going to the gym again. Met up with some friends, tried to keep busy. I guess I thought maybe they'd message me when they got back, or at least try to pretend nothing happened. That's the usual vibe with my family. Just sweep things under the rug. But nah, I heard nothing for like 2 weeks. Not even a meme from Milana, which is wild because she sends memes for everything. Like the time the toaster broke, she sent some cat video and acted like that fixed the problem. Then out of nowhere, I get a text from Henry. I don't even see it right away. It's just one line, no context. Hey man, can you check on the Wi-Fi at mom's? I literally laugh out loud. No apology. No, hey, sorry we ditched you. Just straight up back to Stanley the family tech guy. Effer, I'm not even surprised, but it's like, wow. At least pretend I'm a person. I don't answer. I just keep scrolling. 5 minutes later, he calls. I let it ring out. Then he texts again, more annoyed this time. He says the Wi-Fi is down. Mom is freaking out. Can I just do my thing and fix it from wherever you do that? I just put my phone face down and go for a walk. I come back and there's a message from Mom now, all polite like she hasn't ignored me for weeks. Hi, hope you're well. Can you help with the Wi-Fi? I leave her on read. Dad sends me a sad face emote. Classic. Over the next couple days, it's like they remember I exist, but only as a utility. The group chat lights up again, but none of it's about what actually happened. It's all, can you reset the router? The smart lock's acting weird. Dad can't get into his email, and so on. Not a single person brings up Spain. Not a single person says sorry. Just straight back to business as usual, like nothing ever happened. This is how it's always been. Henry gets away with murder. Mom and Dad play dumb. Milana just floats along. I get to be the guy they call when something breaks. I stop answering everything. I mute the chat for the first time. I don't feel guilty about it. They want to pretend I'm only around when they need something? Fine. I'll show them what that actually feels like. A week goes by. I start getting messages from Milana, and these are more passive-aggressive. She says she doesn't know why I'm being so cold, that Mom is stressed, that it's not that deep. I almost reply, but then Henry jumps in and says maybe if I wasn't so sensitive I'd be included more. So I just block him for a bit. I let the Wi-Fi stay down. I know exactly what's wrong, but I'm not fixing it. I'm the one who set up the whole system at Mom and Dad's. I know every password, every backup, every little thing that makes it work. But I'm not doing it. Not anymore. Another thing is, my parents have this rental property they use to bring in extra cash, Airbnb. Obviously, they're not tech people, so I always handled the listing, the messages, even the smart lock, which is again on my account. It's just easier for them. But now I notice there's like 4 missed calls from my dad. I check my email, and there's a notification about a guest trying to check in and not being able to get in. I just sigh. I know what this means. Dad tries to call again. I let it go to voicemail. Then I get a text from Aunt Edith, who literally never texts unless someone's in the hospital. She says, can you please help your parents? They're stressed about the rental. I don't even answer. I get a pizza, open YouTube, and just zone out. Later that night, I get a notification from the Airbnb app, still on my phone, saying there's a problem with the listing. Looks like the account's been flagged for inactivity. I know they'll figure it out eventually, but they'll have to call customer service, and that's a nightmare. I just lay back and think, yeah, let them handle it for once. I know it sounds cold, but after the way they treated me, I have zero sympathy. A day or two after that, Henry shows up at my apartment unannounced. He bangs on the door, yelling my name. I open it just enough to see his face. He's pissed. He goes, what's your problem, man? Why are you being so dramatic? Just fix the Wi-Fi and unlock the rental. I tell him, maybe you should call someone who gives a damn. He gets in my face, pushes the door harder. I push back, tell him to leave. He tries to slap the door with his palm, and I just slam it shut. I hear him cussing as he walks away. After that, I start getting texts from Milana saying I'm making things hard for everyone, that I need to stop acting like a child. I'm just done. I block her too for a few days. Things go quiet. Then Mom calls. And this time she leaves a voicemail. She says she doesn't know what's going on with me, that they need my help, that I'm being unfair. I save the voicemail and delete the rest. I don't reply. It's like they can't see that I'm not their on-call tech support. I'm not just a number in the group chat. If they want to treat me like I don't exist, then they can live with that. I'm not fixing anything. I'm not checking any more messages. I'm not helping with the rental. If they want to figure out how to reset the router, they can Google it like everyone else. Last thing that happened before I wrote this. I saw on my phone that another guest left a bad review for the rental. Apparently they couldn't get in. Nobody answered messages. I know my parents are going to flip. Airbnb doesn't play when it comes to bad reviews. If they get too many, they lose their listing. But it's not my problem anymore. So yeah, that's where it's at now. I'm not even worried about what they're going to do. For once, they get to feel what it's like to be ignored when you actually need something. I'm not saying this is the end, but I'm not done either. If you think I'm being harsh, I don't care what to tell you. Sometimes you've got to show people what happens when you stop playing the part they wrote for you. And trust, this is just the beginning. I'll update if anything wild happens next. Something tells me they're not going to learn the easy way. Update 2. So it's been a weird couple weeks since all that stuff went down, and NGL, I kind of thought by now they'd figure out how to fix their own mess, or at least just leave me alone. But apparently not. The group chat was quiet for a bit, then it started blowing up again, but this time way more desperate. Not just the usual whining about tech. I'm talking like triple texts, missed calls, even Aunt Edith trying to get involved. She never calls unless it's a big deal. And even then, she'll usually just send a card after the fact. I didn't even bother listening to her voicemail, just deleted it right away. The weird thing was, I started getting these random messages from numbers I didn't recognize. At first I thought it was spam, but then I realized it was probably Airbnb guests, or maybe even neighbors, like, hey, I'm at the house, can't get in, is this the right number? I just ignored them. I mean, I could have said something, but honestly at that point, nah. If my family wants to pretend like I'm not part of the family, they can handle their own emergencies, not my circus. So then Henry tries again. He shows up at my place without warning on a Sunday afternoon, pounding on the door. I open it and he's already pissed. He starts yelling about how I'm ruining everything. Says mom's freaking out, dad's not talking, Milana's crying, which is probably true, but she cries about everything. He starts pushing me in the chest, like actually shoving me, and I shove him back and tell him if he touches me again, he's getting thrown out. He backs off, but only a little. He says I'm being petty, that this is going too far, that I'm punishing everyone for something that was just a joke, and I need to grow up. I tell him, you left me out, remember? I'm not fixing your mess. If you want help, try asking someone who cares about your birthday. He tries to get in my face again. So I slam the door. I can hear him outside yelling at the door, then stomping away and slapping the wall on his way out. Later that night, I get a call from Milana. I send it to voicemail. Her message is all over the place, like she's crying and mad at the same time. She says I'm breaking up the family. Dad's not sleeping. Mom's blood pressure is up. Airbnb keeps threatening to cancel their account, and the guests are leaving bad reviews. She says they're losing money. People are talking, like neighbors or family friends or whatever, and they don't know what to do. She tries to guilt trip me, saying I'm punishing mom for something Henry did. But I don't know, I've heard this routine before. She's always been the one who smooths things over. But this time, not even her playing mediator is working. I start getting emails from Airbnb about urgent action required and guests locked out. I know exactly why. I set up the smart lock, I have the admin permissions, and there's a whole two-step thing they can't get past without me. I'm the only one with the code. I could fix it in 2 seconds, but I just don't. I get why people might think that's harsh, but after all the crap they pulled, I can't make myself care. If anything, I'm glad they finally have to deal with something real. For once, it's not just me picking up the slack. My mom texts me, which is rare because she hates texting. She asks me to please call, says things are getting out of control. Guests are threatening legal action, which I doubt, but whatever. And Milana is having panic attacks. I just leave her on read. She calls later and I let it go to voicemail. I hear her voice shaking. She's trying not to yell, but I can tell she's mad. Says she doesn't understand why I'm doing this. Says she raised me better, I almost call her back. But then I remember her clinking glasses in Spain, not thinking twice about leaving me behind. Then Henry starts blowing up my phone again. But now he's threatening. Says if I don't fix it, he'll come over every day. Says he'll tell everyone in the family that I'm the reason they lost all this money. I block his number again. He tries messaging through other people, mutual friends, even my ex, which is wild because she hasn't talked to me in months. He's desperate. I hear from one of those friends that he's telling people I'm unstable, that I'm having a breakdown. I just laugh. Classic Henry, always spinning things so he's the victim. The best part is I see on the Airbnb dashboard that their listing is now suspended. Too many bad reviews, too many complaints. Apparently, people started leaving stuff behind. Couldn't get in, couldn't get out. Someone even left a review saying they had to sleep in their car. I know it sucks for the guests, but that's not on me. My parents were the ones who decided I was only good for tech support and not good enough for a plane ticket. Now they get to see what it's like when the robot stops running the show. I get a call from Dad, which is honestly rare. He's usually just in the background, never takes sides, never gets involved. He leaves a voicemail that's all just heavy breathing and then finally says, "You need to fix this, Stanley, or we're all screwed." I don't answer. He sends a follow-up text, just one line. I'm disappointed. I laugh again. I wonder if he was disappointed when they toasted my birthday without me. The money thing is getting worse for them. I hear from Milana, because she keeps finding ways to message me even after I block her, that they lost their biggest summer booking. Apparently the guests threatened to sue. The cleaning service won't show up because they can't get in. Dad's trying to get the listing back up but can't access anything because all the verification goes through my number. They're locked out of everything. I know I could fix it in 2 seconds, but I won't. Aunt Edith calls again, leaves a voicemail this time that's not even pretending to be nice. She says I'm being cruel, that family should always come first, that I need to think about my parents' health, that they're too old for this stress. I just delete it. I'm not the bad guy here, no matter how they try to spin it. I get a text from Henry that's just, "You win," not even a period. I know he doesn't mean it. He's never been able to admit when he's actually lost. He just wants me to fix things and go back to normal. But I'm not doing it. Not this time. The last straw for them. I hear from a neighbor who I actually like. She's chill, that people are talking. Word's gotten out that the place is a mess. Guests are angry. Cops were called for a noise comp. Not my problem, but still. My parents are mortified, apparently. I just nod along and say, yeah, that sucks. So now I'm just waiting. I know they're going to try something else. They always do. But for the first time in my life, I actually feel like I have the upper hand. I'm not fixing anything. I'm not answering calls. I'm not coming to the rescue. Let them figure it out. Not sure what comes next, but I'll keep you posted. If they thought I was just going to roll over and let them treat me like a nobody, they picked the wrong year. Next update might be the last, TBH. I've already started counting the calls and texts piling up. 26 yesterday, all in a row. I just watched the phone light up and let it ring. And honestly, feels good. Final update. So I wake up and my phone's blowing up. Like I haven't seen notifications like this since the time Henry got locked out of his car at 3 a.m. and called everyone from the family tree plus a pizza guy. But this was different. It's not just texts. It's missed calls, voicemails, even Aunt Edith's ancient landline number popping up. 26 calls total, all in one day. Not even exaggerating, I counted. The group chat is chaos. I scroll and it's just walls of text. Milana saying she can't sleep. Mom dropping guilt bombs about family. Dad trying to sound calm, but the kind of calm that's actually just barely holding it together. Henry's in there too. But he's all over the place, half angry, half begging, throwing insults, and then apologizing in the same breath. At one point he says he's coming over. Then 2 hours later says forget it, he never wants to see me again. Then 5 minutes later he's asking if I'll just please reset the smart lock for the rental. It's almost funny. Honestly, I wasn't planning to check the messages, but after seeing the number of missed calls, I had to know how bad it was. I play one of the voicemails, Mom's voice all shaky, like she's trying not to yell, but also trying not to cry. She says the Airbnb is wrecked. Guests are threatening to sue. There's a cleaning bill they can't pay because they're locked out of the account. And now Airbnb is talking about taking down the listing for good. She says she's never been so embarrassed, that people are asking what happened, that Dad hasn't slept in days. I put my phone down, go make coffee, try to ignore it. I get another call, this time from Milana, but I just watch it ring out. She sends a bunch of voice notes. Some of them are just crying, others saying I'm destroying the family. I block her number. I start blocking all of them. Henry, Dad, Aunt Edith. I mute the group chat. I know they'll just find another way to get at me, but for now, it's quiet. Then Henry actually shows up at my door. No warning, just pounding on it like he owns the place. I open the door and he tries to barge in, but I lean against the frame and tell him to back off. He says, I've made my point. I've punished everyone enough. Now I need to just fix it. He starts getting louder. So I push him back out and he tries to slap the door, but I slam it first. He stands outside yelling for a while. Then I hear him kick the wall and stomp down the stairs. Neighbor texts me a little later, asks if everything's okay, says she heard shouting. I tell her it's just family drama, nothing to worry about. I check my email and see a notification from Airbnb about the account being deactivated. Apparently too many complaints, too much unauthorized access. The rental is basically dead. I know for a fact this was their emergency fund, and they were counting on this summer to make up for some debts they racked up last year. I also know Henry's been bragging to his friends for months about how the place pays for itself, and how easy it is to run a business when you have a brother who does all the boring stuff for free. I didn't just change passwords or disconnect apps. I let everything play out, watched the bookings stack up, then left them hanging when it actually mattered. They had guests showing up to a locked house, cleaners refusing to come, neighbors complaining about trash. One guest even went to the police to report being scammed, which, lol, that's not on me. I didn't take anyone's money. I get a text from Dad, you need to fix this. I delete it. It's wild how fast they went from ignoring me to acting like I'm the only person that matters. Even Aunt Edith, who always said I was too serious growing up, is suddenly calling me her last hope. It's like, you all made it crystal clear I'm not part of the club, but now I'm supposed to drop everything and bail you out? Nah. People keep asking why Henry acts like this. Like, is it just sibling rivalry or what? Honestly, I think it's about control. Ever since we were kids, he's been the center of attention, the one who could do no wrong. If he wanted something, he got it. If I wanted something, I had to jump through hoops. When I stopped caring what he thought, he started getting nastier. Mom and Dad always let him get away with it because it was easier than dealing with his tantrums. Milana just sides with whoever's loudest. I'm not saying I'm perfect, But I never threw anyone under the bus like they did to me. Now, they're all scrambling. They're not just losing money, they're losing face. The neighbors are talking, family friends are asking questions. The whole summer's basically ruined for them. And through all this, not one person has actually apologized. Not once has anyone said, hey, maybe we screwed up. It's just blame, blame, blame. I saw Henry post a sad face story on Instagram. Something about fake people and can't trust anyone. I almost laughed. Then I saw Milana liking it and a bunch of their friends commenting, but none of them actually know what happened. I left it alone. I'm not here to explain myself to anyone. So yeah, that's where it stands. 26 missed calls, a dead rental, a family that finally has to deal with their own mess. I'm not going to fix it. I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to show up and be the guy who makes it all better. They want to know where they stand with me? Now they know. If you're expecting some big clean ending, I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes you don't get closure, you just get the last word. I'm not sorry. Not even a little. They made their choice, and I made mine. That's it for now. Not sure if I'll post again.